Hey everyone, this is Sebastian Restrepo and I want to talk to you guys about mistakes. Mistakes start for all of us at a very early age, and whenever we see a baby making one, we make fun of it or we think it's cute, right? But what happens when you start getting older and start committing more mistakes? You start getting punished for those, and those punishments start creating a fear of making mistakes in the future. But why making mistakes is such a crucial part of life anyways? Mistakes and failures is very scary for most of us, and the fear of failing limits you on reaching your full potential. But you gotta understand that failing is a huge part of learning. But the only problem is that people confuse a mistake with a failure, and it's very important that you know the difference between these two terms, because a mistake is any error in thought or action. A failure is any outcome that doesn't produce the results that you were expecting. I want you guys to think of a mistake during your childhood that taught you a valuable lesson and that still sticks with you today. Let me take you guys back to the first day of 3rd grade during recess. I went outside to play some soccer with a group of friends, and across the field I saw one kid just sitting down by himself. I didn't know better, so at that time I just thought he didn't want to play soccer, or maybe he was just weird. Later that day, I found out he had a disability and he wasn't able to run. And I felt horrible. It shattered my heart. But that day, I learned not to judge people. That day, I learned how to make people comfortable with their differences. You see, mistakes help you discover more about yourself and others. You start becoming more compassionate to yourself and others as well. You have to give yourself permission to be human, to mess up, to learn, and most importantly, to grow as a person, because mistakes teaches you valuable life lessons. But the key to that is to see them as lessons and not mistakes. You have to become a learner of these lessons. And once you do that, you're gonna start losing the fear of making mistakes. Learning is an entirely different process and not a one-time life event. So understand that it's gonna take time and patience. Mistakes also teach you how to forgive yourself and others, because you're gonna soon find out nobody's perfect in this world. But who wants to be perfect anyways? Perfection leaves no room for improvement. So mistakes also is gonna help you let go of that fear, because not making a mistake is your biggest mistake. Life is not about avoiding mistakes. See, to get the full experience of what we call life, you have to make mistakes in your journey. Mistakes help you live without regrets. When you start playing it safer, you start creating more regrets. I want you guys to imagine yourself in your deathbed right now. Looking back at your life, how would you feel? Would you feel satisfied with the life you lived, or would you feel regretful? If you feel regretful, I highly suggest you take action now, because you're not promised tomorrow. And that's the biggest problems of humans. You take life for granted, but it can be gone like this in an instant. You gotta learn how to grow and evolve from your mistakes, because if you're not making any mistakes, you're not growing. You can't learn anything new without making mistakes. And that's why many people get stuck at their jobs and they hate it for the rest of their lives. And they're scared of going into another job because they're scared, they have that fear of making more mistakes. But you have to learn how to grow as a person. Mistakes teach you how to be happy as well. They help you to gain more confidence and courage. Take Thomas Edison as an example. He tried more than 10,000 times creating the light bulb, but he didn't see those 10,000 attempts as failures. Nah, he saw those 10,000 attempts on how not to make the light bulb. So you gotta start isolating on what's not working, focusing on your current task before you move on to the other one. You gotta start practicing. If you fail a math test, you gotta start thinking, why did you fail that math test? Was it because you didn't pay attention in class? Was it because the teacher didn't know how to teach? Or you didn't do your homework? Once you figure out why you failed that test, now you can focus on practicing. When you know what you want in life, and when you see this in your mind's eye, nothing is gonna stop you from achieving your goals and allowing happiness to enter your life. So the next time you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up. Take a step back, analyze the situation, and take something positive out of that. But remember, you're gonna have to fail to succeed.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.